Hello, good morning, and welcome to another video. So yesterday, I legit played around. I did a little something. I edited up a video for you. I cleaned the bathroom, and I did a little studying. However, I wasted a good 24 hours doing a bunch of nothing the day before and then the next day, and we're not going to keep that same energy, okay? We're not going to do that. So this morning, I'm going to start. I already started with my Bible study. I have some stuff I need to type up and put on the website for you guys. And I also need to do something. I need to make a collage. So I talked to you guys about how do I do my scrapbook, right? I know it doesn't seem so related, but I want to get all the stuff off my checklist. And I am going to study today as well. I have a lot to do. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to clear out my phone so that when I am making videos, I don't have to worry about running out of space. The first thing I need to do is go ahead and take those pictures that I have on my phone and make my collage, like the pictures that I already have for the collage, that I want to use for the collage. I need to put them over here on the computer and at least print them out. I don't have to do the collage today, but I at least need to get them printed out. So I'm about to do that first. Okay, so I'm finished printing everything out. I'm not going to do the scrapbook right now, but I just have the pictures. I'm going to show you all the pictures, but the pictures are all on here. And for a time when I'm ready to have a little fun and do my scrapbook, I'll do it. But as for right now, I just want to be able to clear off my phone. So I'm going to place those in there. So another thing, just so I'm not wasting my time, if you've been here for a while, I've literally had this for about 3 or 4 years. I have not changed it. We no longer live in the same home that I made this one for, so this doesn't necessarily apply to this home. And it doesn't necessarily apply to where we are right now, like as far as scheduling in life. So I'm also going to go ahead. I'm not going to share it with you because it doesn't make sense for me to share with you because my home is not your home. But it says mom's weekly cleaning schedule, but really anybody could use it. But it's really for me and for my organization. So I'm going to go ahead and create a cleaning schedule that works with our schedules right now. I spent, like I said yesterday, cleaning up the bathroom because the bathroom needed to be deep cleaned. I'll show you in a little while. I bought this new steamer, which I have been waiting a long time to buy. I kind of was like, it's unnecessary, but it wasn't unnecessary because how I got the shower clean, I was not able to get it clean with the other products that I used. So that was nice. However, like I said, the bathroom needed to be deep clean. So it took me 2 hours, whereas it's really like a 20-minute job if you stay on top of it. So I'm going to put it back in my routine of things to stay on top of. There's some other areas that I actually need to get to between today and tomorrow because that's the free time that I have. Yeah, it's also my rest day. So this is resting. I'm not leaving outside of the home. Cleaning up is fun. I make it fun. If it's not fun, I make it, I like it. It's something that you're doing for the family. So I like it. It's a part of my rest day. However, like I said, I need to revamp this. This definitely needs to be revamped. I'm not one of those people who let my house get completely trashed and nasty before I start cleaning up. I clean up on a daily basis, but sometimes it's just like surface cleaning, and then I feel like I need to do a deep clean. So at some point today, between today and tomorrow, I'm going to do a deep clean so that I can put on the list of stuff that needs to be cleaned on the regular, so I don't have to do deep cleans often. And that's a tip that you can use no matter the size of your home. My home's pretty small, and I like it that way because I don't have to spend so much time on cleaning. I spend more time on living in the home, spending time with the family, doing stuff like I'm doing right now, and I don't have to outsource help. So I really love that. So let me get to fixing this dusty old schedule. So I immediately got to cleaning. I have been wanting to do this for quite some time. I just went ahead and started to clean out the drawers. For some reason, I thought I would have more trash in here, but I didn't. But I did need to vacuum this little thing out. So I went ahead and did that and tied up some extra things as well. there's nothing inappropriate in my drawer. So it's really just some easy grab kind of stuff, like my books. I'll keep my Kindle in here. Anything I would want to grab, including a headscarf, girl, sleeping mask while I'm in the bed and I don't necessarily want to get up. That's what my drawer is for. So I also wanted to go ahead and do my bed. You see that little green thing there? I know there's this little device that you can use, like you can buy and it can cool or heat up your bed. This one only heats, but I really love it. It's easy to just go ahead and buy like a heated blanket if you need that, if you'd like that. It's very relaxing. So I'm going to go ahead and wash the laundry. We have white linens, as you can see, and the reason why I love white linens is because I can add bleach to them, and it also, I can see if there is something that needs to be cleaned. I talked to you guys about this little washing powder combo that I use. If you have a big family, which I wouldn't consider 4 people a big family, but if you have a big family, I love the scent of Gain. However, to get the big thing to Gain that actually like lasts a while, it is very expensive. Like you can spend $30 on just laundry supplies. So I'll put the 2 products that I use. Actually, I mixed 3 of them in here. One of them was just like on sale, so I bought it, but usually I've just mixed the 2 washing powders together. It smells really nice and it lasts a long time. I don't know if you can tell how big the container is that I have the washing powder in, but think of the biggest washing detergent thing. It can't fit inside. Like you can fit 2 of those inside this thing. So it's really large and it works perfectly. So I did get a little tired of replacing bonnets. Well, my daughter's bonnets, at least, girl. I have had the same bonnet forever, for the last 7 years. But somehow she keep on losing her bonnet. And I don't really like tying my hair up at nighttime anyway. And someone said, I read somewhere, I heard somewhere that a silk pillowcase would do the trick. Don't be fooled by this little packaging, girl. I've paid like $9 for this pillowcase, and I thought it only came with 1, but it came with 2. So I went ahead, put one of these on my pillow, girl. It said it's good for your face. I guess it's supposed to be antibacterial. I don't know where people get these claims from, but I'm just going to try it out because I know a silk, like a little headscarf, usually does work for flyaways and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put one on her pillow as well. I didn't want to take off her, like, you know, the regular little kitty pillowcase. But she literally just came to me last night asking me for a bonnet. So praise God that this actually came with 2. We're going to put this on her pillow and be done with it. Now I'm going to start dusting. I'm not going to show you every last thing that I have to clean because that's just going to take way too long. Dusting is one of my least favorite things to do. And if you have a lot of little, we call them tchotchke stuff in your house, you know that dust just gets everywhere. You have to dust very frequently. I like to dust with, I think it's called Goo Gone. There's one that's called like Simple Orange. It works. But today I just tried to dust with just the regular little dusting thing. I used to use this for our ceiling fans. I put a little dampness on it, like I put a little water on it just to help me with the blinds. If you have an easier way, I've asked this before, to dust blinds, please let me know. I dusted them, but then I felt like the dust was just kicking up into the air, so then I started to use a vacuum cleaner, which I do feel is more effective, but it does take forever. My arms are literally burning by the time I'm done. So I'm just going to do my room today, and then I'll do the other rooms, like the blinds, because I think my blinds actually have been done the most frequently because I see them the most frequently. The air purifier, which is why I bought the air purifier just to help with dust. It has helped with dust because I will tell you, I haven't done this in a while and I didn't see that much dust, but I don't think there's any way that you can actually get rid of dust, especially not when you're living in the home, girl. You saw that right? Let's make the meal of the day, because who cooks all day long, okay? Nobody's cooking all day long. What I made for breakfast was eggs and sausage. I don't consider that cooking. That's just making a little food, okay? Warming a little something up. It's like cooking noodles and saying you're cooking, okay? You're not cooking. You're just warming up some food. So I'm actually going to go ahead and make the meal for today. I still got this chicken yesterday because I had to order pizza because I did not take out any meat the previous night. So I didn't make that mistake twice because that was a $50 mistake. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and line this pan, because one of the things with cooking is then you have to clean up and it's a whole big hassle. So I'm just making it easier for myself by lining the pan. You can see it is 11:10 right now, and by the time I'm done cooking this meal, it's going to be like around 1:10. At that point, we have eaten. So I would call this lunch and dinner. They can have one more meal for today. I'll have one more meal myself, whether it be a protein shake, whether it be a smoothie bowl, something light to finish off the night. But this is the meal for the day. So I'm going to go ahead, preheat the oven, and start making this chicken. after I washed the chicken off, I went ahead and laid it on this little pan. And I'm going to use whatever seasoning I have in the cabinet. Honestly, I usually use the same seasoning, like garlic powder, onion powder. I don't really season the food with like salt directly unless it's afterwards, or just depending on the food, like the potatoes. I'm going to put some salt in the water to help it boil faster, but I just use whatever's in the cabinet, honestly. And when I looked in the cabinet, I saw that my husband found a new seasoning on a discount aisle. And that's really how we shop for seasonings. Because if you go over there in the seasoning section, you see that things are very expensive. And this seasoning probably was a good $7, $8. I don't know about you, but that's a pack of meat. So the fact that it was $2, that's why I'm using it. So I'm gonna go ahead and season this chicken. And I am making this voiceover from after I've already eaten the chicken. And it was delicious. These are just regular red potatoes. I cut them up, boiled them. I didn't show me doing that because I would imagine you know how to boil potatoes at this point in time. And I literally just let the chicken cook and these potatoes boil while I finished cleaning up the house. And while I was cleaning up the house, I was listening to, something to edify my spirit. So be it a podcast, be it listening to worship music, be it listening to, the Bible playing, whatever edifies you, that's what I would be doing. I would use my time very wisely. I wouldn't just spend this time just doing a bunch of nothing. You see, I put a little Parmesan cheese in these mashed potatoes. That's a little trick, girl. You don't even have to add salt after you've added the Parmesan cheese because it already has a very salty flavor. And that's it. So I just added those two things, put a little butter in there. Like I said, I put salt in the water to boil them, makes it boil faster. And yes, I'm going to smush them down just a little bit. I don't mind the whole piece of potatoes. And honestly, I actually really love roasted potatoes, but they take a little longer. So we were ready to eat. So I just went ahead and smashed these up. Now, this is another thing I do. I'm going to use this same skillet. I was going to make broccoli, and then I remembered I actually wanted to eat my meal with a salad, but I wasn't sure if maybe my husband doesn't want a salad, or maybe the kids want, a different green, like a cooked vegetables. Some people are different. Okay. So I went ahead and made these green beans and really put a similar seasoning on them. And I put those potatoes inside of that little to-go container you're going to see here in a little bit. This is how I just make it easy for myself. Like when I'm sitting down to eat, the kitchen's already clean. I'm not sitting down to eat with a dirty kitchen. Here I am making a little salad, putting a little, those are sunflower seeds, bell peppers, and a little cherry tomatoes that I cut in half. And I used to work for Salada because I tell you all the time, I take the tongue, spin the bowl around. That's how you make the salad all mixed up and good. I use this salad dressing that I told you guys about, and it was delicious. So that way you get a choice. Do you want salad or do you want green beans? But you're going to get one of them. So here's a little cleanup trick I was telling you about. This is a really big Tupperware container. If you can see, I think I paid $5 for it at, I believe it was HEB. So I put these green beans in here and serve everybody their food. After I'm done serving everybody their food, I'll actually have enough room to add the leftover chicken there. That way, when my husband comes home, his food is ready. And before you say anything, when I come home from work, my food is ready. Okay. Reciprocity. And if the kids want to not have a smoothie bowl or something light or something they can make for themselves for the rest of the day, like for dinner, they can go ahead and grab something from here as well. It just makes it easier for myself. And you're also going to be able to see that after I'm done with this pan, girl, instead of letting it soak, okay, because nobody has time for that. When we go to bed, the kitchen is going to bed as well. So I'm just going to be able to rip this aluminum foil off and the pan's going to be clean. Serve everyone what they wanted. And this is all done for the meal today. I can move on to the next task. Kennedy and I are headed to the park. You're not seeing anything, girls. It's me. It's still the same me, okay? And I'm not trying to be bougie, but it's hot outside. And you can smell it. Can you smell it? You can smell it you put it to your nose, but you can't smell it at all in here. I got this thing from Bath and Body Works, and I wanted it so bad, girl, and it doesn't even smell. You can't smell it when you get in the car, which is a shame because the little thing costs $12. You're supposed to just rip this off, right?
Yes.
Okay. Peel up. Hold on.
Again.
It's not broken. Okay, that smells a bit like a cleaning supplies, like a bathroom. Honestly.
It smells like a bathroom.
Let's go put that in there. Okay, let's roll. I'm sitting out here, girl. Kennedy, stop that screaming. It's hot, but it ain't that hot because I got a space in the shade. As you can see, I'm sitting under the tree. So because I finished everything that I needed to do and then some, this was a treat for her and honestly for me too, because I like to be outside. But girl, I always end up carrying everything. That's why you see me with a backpack and everything on. I went ahead and just had this protein shake for dinner because as you can see, my calories were 730 for lunch because I had that slice of apple pizza from yesterday. I just want to show you this as well, that even though I would eat high calories for one day, I just make sure to monitor it. This app, I bought the feature, you pay like one set price for a year, so it's not very expensive. But as you can see, I just kind of keep track. Every day I'm not going over my calories, okay? Because that's how you let the back spread. But some days I would permit myself, like I said, yesterday I ordered pizza. I ate pizza with everyone else. Between work and working out and just, monitoring my calories this way, I'm able to maintain a healthy weight. So I did want to share that as well. Good morning. So it is 9:35 a.m. And this is going to be very surprising, but I am going to do a traveling spa event. I made a connection, have a connection, however you want to say it. The Lord's blessed me with a connection. I have been really wanting to work at like a real spa, like that does body scrubs and stuff like that. I got an opportunity, but the place is like an hour and 20 minutes away from me, and that's probably without traffic. So I'm going to work 2 days with them, and because I could just come home, that was what I was thinking. And the lady was like, no, the last time someone did this, they actually booked the hotel. So what I'm about to do is sit here and try to find a hotel. I'm about to sit here and try to find a hotel that's she mentioned the Red Roof Inn, and I don't think the Red Roof Inn is good. I'm not too bougie to stay at the Red Roof Inn. No. I've stayed at like 2-star hotels, but if I'm by myself, I'm really looking like 3.5, 4-star. It doesn't have to be a 5-star hotel. I don't want to spend $200 a night for a hotel. I do know of this website called, I'm not going to put the website on it, but there are certain websites that you can go and like get a lower rate. I used to work at hotels, so the closer to the date of, the stay, the cheaper the room is going to be, because they, at the end of the day, just want to book the room. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't know too much about the area, but I do have the zip code. I'm not going to share the zip code on here just because that's not what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to go ahead, find a room. And I wanted to put this little piece in here because when you see me at the hotel room or at a different spot, I want you to know what's going on. All right. When I said not too bougie, I'm actually not bougie at all. Obviously, I'm not at all bougie. Okay. I just want to stay somewhere safe and somewhere close, especially because I don't know the area and I'll be there by myself. So it looks like the first place is the La Quinta, which is one of the ones that I looked at yesterday. I've stayed at La Quinta Inn before. Actually, myself and my husband stayed at La Quinta Inn a long time ago, before we had our little Kennedy. I think, never mind. La Quinta's saying $71. That's good. And these are, it says okay, $71. I see a Comfort Inn Suites, $99. Baymont Inn by Wyndham is also like, that's kind of the grade I want to stay in. Holiday Inn. There's a Country Inn for $67. True by Hilton, $93. Hyatt Place is $101. And there's like a boutique hotel, which I'm not going to say the name of it because it's probably specific to that area. That's $103. So let's start first at, I'm going to click on this. I was about to say, okay, let's click on the La Quinta because that's the first one I saw. Let's see if I need to pay now. No surprises. What you see is what you pay. I think the thing is I have to pay for it now. When I need to check in, I need to, okay. What? Okay. Okay, so $88 total, that's not bad. Breakfast included. Breakfast included. Fully refundable. So, Hampton Inn. I mean, doesn't make it. This La Quinta looks like the one I'm gonna go with. Days Inn. Let's look at this. Okay, so I know you don't want to sit here and listen to me talk, but what I just went through and just saw the hotels, I read the reviews, I went on Google Maps, I clicked to see the distance from where I need to be versus where the hotels are. I did take a look at the True one, which I'll show you here in a moment, but the review said it was a very dirty environment, and girl, who has time for that? Okay, nobody has time for that. So here is a few of those. Here's the True one that I was telling you about, which is very cute. It's a very cute spot, but it is not giving me dirty environment. But if the reviews said it, and it was recent reviews, and it was a lot of the reviews, none of the recent reviews were good. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip this. Too far away from home for that foolishness. Here's the one that I initially looked at, and actually the one that I'm actually going to go with, which is the La Quinta. I've said it the La Quinta before. The reviews were good. The staff was good. When I called here just a moment ago, the staff answered my questions, were friendly. So I'm going to go with this one, and it looks very nice. I know the pictures don't say everything, but looks okay to me. Here's the other one. It was the Embassy, which is the one that the lady recommended when I told her the Red Roof Inn would not do. It's a very nice hotel. However, it's a little higher in price point, and I really don't want to spend that much when the La Quinta will, take care of my needs. So here is the price of the La Quinta, and then you see the other prices for the other ones on the screen. Hello. Okay, so I made the booking, and I did it on Expedia, and then Expedia says that someone's wrong with my car, so I called the hotel, and the hotel said, girl, you good, we got your room situated. So there's that. I also have another step that I have to do just because I do have younger children. And sometimes this is things that prevents people from moving around, but I'm just grateful for the grace of God. I'll say that. For my husband, for God's grace. Yeah, so there's another place. I've talked to you guys about this before when I talked about moving to like a big city, especially if you're one of these people who don't have the help necessarily of your family. It's sometimes harder to do in small towns. I'm not telling you to leave your small town and run out to a big city because there's a lot that goes with that. But the Lord has literally been so gracious to me. I found I've been able to be very resourceful with where I am because there's a lot of things offered. Now, I will tell you that back in the day, I couldn't actually afford the place that I'm about to tell you about, but just for the sake of this video and just sharing with you, I'm going to let you know about it. You'll get to see it at some point in this video because I'm going to show you when I drop her off. But it's a place basically where it's like day-to-day childcare, except the whole place, it's not like a normal daycare. It's like you can pay for hourly childcare, you can pay for childcare for a day, you can do like little week passes. And I found it to be very helpful. Back in the day, I didn't know about this. And so when I wanted to take like mobile appointments, or let's say I wanted to pick up a shift here or there, I couldn't necessarily do that because my husband worked and, I was with my daughter. So she is a little older now and enjoys doing things like that. Again, like I always say, pray about it. I'm not telling you to do what I'm doing. I'm just sharing with you what has been working. So I also need to go on my phone and then schedule a reservation so that I can make sure it's done. So I got the hotel. The next thing I need to do is also, I need to map out on Waze how long it's going to take me to get there so I know what time to do the reservation. Let's see. Okay, 65 miles. Okay, view routes. Now, whatever this thing tells me to do, I'm just going to do a little more because sometimes the timing be off. Right here, it says an hour and 41 minutes. I'm going to put leave later. It is a weekend day, so that should be better for me. There is that. Okay. Leave from here and get there. What time am I even supposed to be getting there? See, that's why I got to do all this stuff ahead of time so I can write down everything. I can know where I'm going. I can know what time I'm going, and there ain't no problems, okay? Because sometimes they do be problems. So it says I need to get there at 11:30, so I'm going to schedule to actually be there at 10:45, 11 o'clock. Okay, so an hour and 36 minutes. And from here, that says I need to leave at 9:09 a.m. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then I'm going to pull up the reservation for the place, the 26th, correct? If it says that I need to leave my home by 9, then I probably need to leave my home earlier than 9 to get to the place and then leave from the place at 9. So let's go click on make reservation. I can't necessarily show you the whole thing because I don't want you to see all the location and stuff, but you can see it right there. You just make the reservation, put the arrival time, put the pickup time, and she already has an account. We had to pay like for one yearly thing, I think it was like $14, and then you pay every visit with the yearly fee, kind of like having a membership to any other place. So choose a day, and you have to do this because I've seen people roll up there, especially if you have like younger kids. I've seen people roll up there and then they not have a space. So we're gonna have to make sure that that's right. So yes, so we'll do for 9 a.m. Oops, confirm for 9 right now, and then pickup time. We're just gonna put, it's gonna be a little late because my husband has to work extra that day. So make the reservation. Oh, please select one child. Okay, so I made the reservation. You pay by the hour, so they have to approve the reservation. Is the information on there? Yeah, that's the screen I got. They have to approve the reservation, and then I can go ahead and do the calculations. I'm gonna see if I do need to go in and buy a pass, because sometimes you could buy a pass. Let's say the pass is like $80, and then you just add on the extra hours, and that typically is better. You're asking, girl, you're doing all of this. What's the ring out? How much are you getting paid for doing this? $45 an hour, and I'm working 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm working 12 hours. So that's how much I'll be getting paid for the whole thing. Of course, not including tips. But if I'm really honest with you, I'm really more or less going after the experience. I've really wanted to work at a spa. Even being able to travel and do massage therapist stuff and travel, and I'm really going after the experience. I can't really explain it, but I'm also going after the experience to be able to share it with you. When you have those excuses like, oh, I can't do this because of that, I want you to know that God is above all of your excuses. And if you would just ask, and if you would just submit yourself to the process, he can help you in the same way too. Okay, so let me get started with the rest of my day. I did want to put that in this video.
That, it's pretty predictable if we sort of know that. Hold that aside for a minute. Let's go to some of our reading frameworks and review some of those. We're going to make a connection between these two things. So
as you can see, I'm doing a little multitasking here. I am studying for an exam while doing this hair, girl. Okay, so I re-plaited some of it. So this side and then this side, and I just have this small little section here, which I'm tired. And if I don't get to it today, that's okay. I'll get to it sometime next week. And I didn't get to the back at all because, oh, God, I pulled my hair. I didn't get to the back at all because I just don't have time for the back right now. So let me go make my lunch and I'll talk to you later. Good morning. So I just finished eating my breakfast, which was oatmeal, and I got some green tea steeping over here. here's my gym clothes that I'm just going to put that over there and roll up like this and put in my bag. I am going to work out after work today. Also put my watch here in the side. And then I still have my massage stuff in here, so the mask, and then I'm not gonna bring the extra lotions today. I checked my schedule. As of right now, I only have 2 massages, okay? We're not gonna complain because Saturday and Sunday, and I haven't worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday in a long time. That's 4 days in a row. So far, nothing's on my Monday schedule. I don't know what's on my Saturday and Sunday schedule. I just know it's 7 hours, then 5 hours. So just working 3 hours, maybe 2 hours a day. I'm not bothered by that. So I have a lot of stuff to do. I need to come home, pack. I kind of want to go to the grocery store, get my little snack or whatever. But here's my bag. Let me finish getting ready, and then we're gonna head out because I gotta drop baby girl off. Okay, I put you right here because I got my labeled shirt on today. So I just dropped baby girl off, and since I told you the price of the other place, I want to tell you like the price of like the regular daycare. It might be different in your area, but let's just give a little comparison for drop-in daycare, because she's not like a regular there, even though she used to go to this daycare when she was a newborn baby. So when I had my daycare open, just so that I could keep the prices low, and then also keep the prices low, stay in ratio, she actually went to daycare. I know people thought it was crazy, but people really didn't understand what I was doing, the work that I was doing for the Lord, okay? I was trying to help people out. I was really trying to not have people in the same situation that I was in, not being able to afford daycare, because you can't afford daycare, you can't go to work. But with all that being said, this was the daycare that she went to as well when she was younger. And we use it for drop-in daycare. And as a matter of fact, before she was even born, my teenage son now, he used to go to this daycare. So that's how long, girl, thank you, Jesus. I have been out here in these Houston streets for a long periodically time, trying to just make it, right? But the Lord is faithful. So anyway, this place, for one day, it's $45. I think for per hour at the other place, I think it's $20 an hour. It's like from $15 to $20 an hour. So to leave your kid there a whole day, you're gonna come off some coins. But it's fine if that's like every now and then. But if you need something more frequent, then you would have to find something that has drop-in care rates. And they do a lot of field trips and stuff at this place. You have to pay extra for the field trip. So let's say the field trip is $13. It will be the $45 plus the $13. But out of all the places that I've tried, like even some more of the high-end places, because I worked, not only did I own a preschool in the area, but I worked in daycares / preschools, early learning centers in the area as well. And just because they cost more, I mean, $300 a week is a lot for your child to go somewhere. So even though they cost more, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're better. And I had to learn that the hard way. So pray about it. Find the right place in your area. So I just want to give a little bit more of that. So let's say you wanted to have 5 children, but you had a newborn. The newborn would only allow you to have one other child. Well, the one other child already lived in my house. Actually, 2 children. So I had my bonus daughter, my son, which were the same age, and then baby girl was a new. So that was 3. And that took away all the spots that I had. Now, because they went to school during the daytime, they didn't necessarily count towards my ratio, but having a newborn in there would have taken away all of my available spots, or just give me one. And I didn't think that was very helpful. So because I wanted to keep things legal, because, you could get in trouble. You could get jail time. You could be fined. Because I didn't want that to happen, I did things the right way, and I went ahead and paid for childcare for her. Now, the childcare, obviously it took from the profits for, the week, because we had to pay for childcare. So I really wasn't making much money. I really wasn't making much money for the daycare, honestly. The money that was made, it went back into meals and then activities. I told you guys that I used to bring them on field trips and stuff. Then we went to Chuck E. Cheese one time, and I just used to do stuff for them. I was always buying stuff for them. I wanted them to have a good time. I didn't want the fact that they were only paying $50 to $70 a week to be like, bad care for them. I wanted them to have a good time. And I tell you what, the Lord is so faithful. Most of those children, when they left and they went, thank you, Holy Spirit. When they left and they went to like regular school, they missed Miss Tansy's school is what they called it. And we learned, at the time, I didn't understand the importance of teaching kids some things, but the Holy Spirit was very gracious to me, and we learned the 10 Commandments was one of the things. Every last one of those children, for our circle time in the morning, we sat down and we remembered it. It wasn't like I was necessarily a Christian daycare. It was just something that the Holy Spirit laid on my heart that would be important for the children to learn. And we talked about it. It was just a really good time. It was such a blessing in my life when life was hard. When I first got married, when you don't grow up seeing, healthy relationships, it's hard for you to do better for yourself, for your family. Even though you want to, it's still very much a challenge. And I came back to share this story with you because the Lord showed me something last night, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about what he showed me, but basically he showed me that, my struggles, the struggles that I went through, very hard times. Like, I don't come on here telling you all the stories verbatim. Most of the time, if you look throughout the channel, I'm telling you a story as it is a lesson, but I'm only able to tell you the lessons because it's something that I have went through and came out on the other side. And sometimes you'll be sad. You'll look back at your life and you'll be like, why did I have to go through that? Why was I treated like that? Why did I have to suffer that? And you don't see that it's for the saving of many souls. You don't see that many people will come to know the goodness of God, that many people will come to know Jesus Christ, because you're able to articulate that what you have been through, that they see that you came out on the other side, and possibly that same God who pulled you out can pull them out as well. So though it was a hard time, the Lord has continued to remind me that the time where I thought my life was fruitlessness, that from that time I'm able to draw, and what I saw was a trolley, and the trolley had, many good foods on the trolley. There was, French baguettes, there was fancy cheese, there was all this kind of stuff. And the trolley was being served in a prison. And the items was for the girl. So there was a girl there, and the items were for her. She didn't want the items though, because she was looking at how bad and how downtrodden her situation were. And the people around her were able to eat off this trolley only because she was there. So I just want to, like I said, this has been a fun vlog. I really like vlogging, but I can't vlog just showing you all the good stuff and then not pop in to show you the story. Some people might not like that. If you don't like that, this is simply just not the channel for you. I've said that time and time again. I'll keep saying it. I'm not just going to share, all the good things and then not siphon from the lessons and then show you why is it so good. It's not just good because you got money. It's not just good because you're able to do better. It's good because you realized where you have come from, and that it was only the blood of Jesus that could save you from that. And that's why it's so good. That's why the story is so good. That's why it's so good. That's why God is so good, because I realized I actually couldn't save myself, even when I wanted to. My best intentions, my best plans, my best ideas, my best strategy. And I'm a strategist. By the grace of God, I am a strategist. But guess what? My best strategies could never pull me out of the mess that I was in. When you realize that, the Lord doesn't have to, beg you to serve him. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I'm going to put the scripture on the screen. I was reading this morning when I woke up. It was basically the people were coming in at the last hour. So it was like a man sent people into his vineyard to work. They had people who were there at the top of the hour. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And they had people that came all throughout the day until the man stopped accepting people to come work in the vineyard. At the end of the day, when it was time to get their money, everybody got paid the same way. So the people who came into Christianity long time ago, they're going to get the same wage as the people who just came. They just came into the gate, before the doors were closed. Before there were no more people being accepted, we all would get the same rate. And there's no reason to be upset. Some of you guys maybe been Christian longer than I have. And then you haven't, maybe the Lord hasn't shown, thank you, Holy Spirit. Maybe he hasn't shown up for you the way he's shown up for me, but he has shown up. Why not be grateful? Why not show gratitude for the way that the Lord has been good to you? Why not show gratitude even still? Why not show gratitude of the fact that you were let in the vineyard in the first place, and there are people out there who still playing around in the courtyard and they don't know what time the door is closing? Why not be grateful for that? And I'm going to share this with you too, without sharing all my business. The Lord said, there has been much fear, but I've also blessed you with much faith. I talked to you guys about this twice. In a video that was called Faith, I'll link that video. And then I'll link the video where I talked about specific story times of faith. But there was much fear. There was much, Lord, I don't actually know how this is ever going to work out. But the Lord blessed me with the gift of faith that says, you know what? I don't see how it's going to work out, but I trust you. I don't know how you'll ever fix this, but I trust you. I don't know how you're going to connect that to this, but I trust you. I don't know how you're going to bring that to pass, but I trust you. And I want to pray that prayer with you this morning. Dear Heavenly Father, we trust you. We trust you. We trust you with our story. We trust you with our story. Begin to pray that over your life. God, I trust you with the story. I trust you. There was a song. I can't think of the song. I'll put the song on the screen. It's the story that you wrote and the story that I know are not the same. God, you right in every wrong. Mercy is my only song. I give you praise. The story that you wrote and the story that I know are not the same. God, you right in every wrong. Mercy is my only song. I give you praise because my sin are sinking in the sea, never to rise again. That's what you've done for me, Father and friend who forgives and forgets. I'll put that song on. That song is so good, girl. When she starts singing the story that I know and the story that you wrote are not the same. And at some point, you got to say, Lord, the story that you wrote, what you told me, and what I'm looking at right now, it's not the same. But Father, I still trust you. I trust that this thing is going to bend. I trust that this thing is going to turn in my favor. Because why? The scripture says that you will not put those to shame who put their trust in you. And Lord, I'm trusting you. I'm not trusting in money. I'm not trusting in my own abilities. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I'm not trusting in anything. I'm not trusting in anything aside from you. God, I put my trust in you. I put my sights. I set my sights on the things that are above. And up there in the things that are above is you, Father. Is my trust, is my hope in you. And I set my eyes there. You got to begin to pray over your life. Don't just be beat up. Don't just be beat up. So yes, I said all of that from the daycare because I'm telling you right now, I've told you this video is going to be very long. My goodness. I told you in the past that I didn't want to move to that side of town because I'm like, okay, my son's not here with me. When he does come with me, how am I going to, there's nobody here. Who's going to get him off the bus and all this kind of stuff. And the Lord was just like, trust me. I did not know that the daycare, that my job and the place where I was going to be living was all in the same vicinity. I didn't know that. All I did know is you're telling me don't move next to this person. Because what I was going to do, if I'm honest with you, is move next to an X. And the X would have still been an X, if you know what I mean. And the X would have still been an O, if you know what I mean, if I would not have listened. So I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for the grace and the mercy of God because that's all it was. It's not like I had the strength. It's not like in my own will I could save myself. It's not like in my own will I could stop myself from doing certain things. I just trusted. It was the grace of God that stirred up in me the gift of faith where I'm like, Lord, I don't know how this is going to work out, but I just trust you. I just trust you. And some of you know what it feels like to have nobody. And I don't mean you don't have nobody because like You got a bad attitude. Nobody want to be around you. You're mean. You're controlling. I'm not talking about you don't have nobody because of that. I'm talking about you don't have nobody because you realize, God, where you're telling me to go is in the opposite of the direction that they're going. Therefore, I'm going to leave them behind and follow you. Some of you know what it feels like to have nobody in that sense of the Lord's telling me no. And I got to go where he's telling me. But I don't know what the provision looks like in that land that he's telling me to go into. I'm not talking about you don't have nobody, like I said, because of your own rebellion and just bad attitude that nobody want to be around. Because I'm definitely one of those people. I don't want to be around none of that. I don't have time for that. I work too hard for my peace. God has been too good for me. No. I'm not doing that. No. So I sit here and rattle off a little bit. It's about to be 9 o'clock. I still don't have another thing on my schedule. So that means I'm going to be waiting in the car for another hour. Probably just go in and set up. I don't have much to set up because I only have 2 appointments. One of the appointments is a 60-minute. The other one's a 90-minute. Looks like the first appointment is dual service. The next one, person has some packages and they already used the 30-minute upgrade. So I'm going to go ahead and just see if they want to add something else, perhaps some hot stones, to keep the full upgrade and just keep it a little fun for me too. So I can have a little fun, you know what I mean? And I might take away my break as well, just so I could just have 3 in a row because I'm just sitting here right now. So early. I'm already on a break. I still end up having 2 clients, so nobody booked that first appointment. And my client right now has a dual service, as I said before. And she's actually still in my room. She's just going to hang out in my room, so I have to find somewhere else to hang out until her SD is ready for her. I've never had someone do that, like just lay around in the room. But, I mean, after a massage, don't sound too bad. Just mosey around. I bought her back some water, and she's just chilling out, so... one more and I'm done for the day. And what I'm gonna do is I'm about to go inside and like study so that when I go home I can just go ahead and take my exam. All right, so I'm back at home. I'm going to actually go ahead and take my exam. I'm just going to study a little while. I have a good 2 hours or so before everybody comes back home. It's 2:39 right now, so maybe like around 5:30 before, I don't get the quiet space that I need to do this. So I'm going to study for a little while. I think I'm going to schedule to take it at like 5. And I'm also going to eat my food while I do so. I stopped by Jimmy John's. So I have Jimmy John's, some chips, a cookie, and a little sparkling water. Let me eat up and study, and I will talk to you in a little bit. All right, so I cleared off my desk, which I have to do because you can't keep stuff on your desk. I showed this in the WGU video, maybe not this like exact setup, because when I first started, I got a wedgie. When I first started, my setup was a little bit more ghetto than this, but I literally just used my little tripod here and my webcam. This one, it fits like perfectly in there. As a matter of fact, let me do this. I can't remember which, but I think it fits in there like that. And then this thing can like tilt because they need you to put it all kind of weird ways. The cord is only but so long, and they be asking you to do the impossible, really. But I'm just going to pray and hope that I have a good proctor, because honestly, the hardest part about taking these proctored exams is how the proctors be acting. Okay. I'm gonna unplug this one and just plug it. I'm just plugging this straight into here. See my little thing right here. Chair massage. Who is that? I know it's not the lady asking me for a chair massage that still owes me. Hold on. Okay, girl, all done with my workout. I don't even know if I said I was going to the gym, but I did go to the gym. It's time for me to go home, and I'm going to start packing my bag. Okay, so I'm pulling out the clothes. They say we could not wear scrubs, so I have these linen pants that I always wear, and then these are kind of like, they're not like they're not like this because the bottoms flare out, but I think those will work too. And then it said athletic tops, so I have to get the little lint roller and handle that. It's like beating up a little bit, so I hope that's okay. But I have this one, just a collared shirt, and then I have this one that's it's not a collared shirt, it's just a little split down the middle, which I have one other one, but it's definitely giving Johnny Bravo. Let's see, where is it? Tell me the truth again. This is an athletic shirt. Let's see if it's giving Johnny Bravo. Do the monkey with me. Let's see. Do the monkey with me. Do the monkey with me. I cracked myself up. I mean, we could bring this one. It's giving Johnny Bravo though. So as we saw, I went to the gym yesterday and my legs were feeling a little leggy, if you know what I mean. And I really didn't know what to expect the day coming up. So I went ahead and used my little compression garments. And yes, it was very early in the morning. I did end up going back to sleep. And I know you think I'm being extra. Why you got a whole suitcase, girl? Because I didn't want to carry anything after a long shift. Okay, so you can't see the sign, but it says 10-minute parking for drop-off pickup. And we were here just at our time, so it's 8:59. We're gonna wait till 9 o'clock. Our check-in is 9 o'clock. You put this little thing on your phone that says you're on your way. So we've already clicked that, and then we're just gonna walk in and get everything situated. All right, so I didn't get a chance to film it, but you go in and you fill out the little, meal. It's like a little meal form, whether they bring their own meals or if they're allowed to eat the meals at the center, and then you drop them off. And they stay in there for however long. When you pick them up, it's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese. They get to choose rewards based on how many hours they stayed. So there's that. We're headed off to the spa. Zoom that in right there. It says there's my arrival time, there's my drive. So I'm supposed to be there at 11:30, I believe. So that's perfect time. This is a prickly pear drink. Never had it before. It looks delicious though. I am here. That wasn't so bad at all. It actually was like, I live in Houston, so we drive like 30 minutes to like go to the grocery store. So I don't know why I thought it would be a little worse than that, but it wasn't that bad of a drive. I have to use the bathroom so bad I do. So I'm putting these little sun things up just so my car doesn't bake. And I don't have the thing to hold my phone. This is a very interesting location. Like it's like, oh, excuse me. It's like in the middle of nowhere. It's like they made a, I don't know, like a business park in the middle of nowhere. It's very interesting, but just here to work. Got my car a little bit so it don't smell like onions. That doesn't really work. She said there's a smock that I can wear over my clothes, which I've never wore a smock for massage. And then also the first massage is a couples massage, so that's gonna help me to get acquainted. Girl, what is this going on here? Little bag that I always have, a little boom chicka pop. The other bag's in my suitcase. My water bottle, which I'm gonna bring inside. I got this coconut pineapple flavored water my husband bought me last night. I'm just gonna leave this on the floor in the back. Oopsies. Slim Jim, which I'm going to actually bring inside. Just all this in there. And then the aloe vera water. I'm packing like the schedule's gonna be pack, and I really don't know how this is gonna be. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let them know that I'm here so I can go in. All done. Fun in the sun. So, just a little recap. I just finished the shift. I did one massage. I also went back there, girl, and got my tip report, okay? Because people like to say you didn't get no extra tips just because you didn't get no cash tips. No, let me know how much I got on credit card tips, too. Run me my coins, okay? What I was about to say? Yeah, so one couples massage canceled, but I still got paid for it. a lunch break, and then I got a 90-minute book. So I only end up doing 3 massages today, and that first couple's massage was also 90 minutes. So pretty long day. Even still, I thought the day was gonna be longer. I thought I was gonna do like 7 massages, honestly, but I did not. I only did that many. The schedule was full. The place was real cute, but I'm really hungry and I need to go check into my hotel. So I'll talk about how cute the place was a little later. I'm tired and hungry. Okay, so I finally found a place. It looks like the Chicken Express. But they said it's Chick-fil-A over here. It's Chick-fil-A over there, Taco Bell over there. I want Chicken Express. Fried chicken. I haven't had fried chicken in a long periodically time. So I'm gonna give me a little fried chicken, a little peppers. The last time I had this fried chicken from Chicken Express, girl, oh, that's so annoying. Last time I had this fried chicken from Chicken Express, I was pregnant with Kennedy, so it's been a long time. Whoo! I was tired. I see the hotel too, so can I go that way? Yes, I can go that way. Okay, I found the chicken place, but I think that sign said free birds. So I didn't film the part where I kept missing my highway exit. This place was it was directly off of the freeway. So I tried to follow the signs, and literally I got tired of looking for a place to eat, trying to find a place and then missing it. I set the GPS to the wrong place, girl, it was a mess. So at this point, I was like, whatever I get, that's what I'm gonna get. Things, which is also, I love that restaurant, but I actually don't feel like waiting for nobody to fry nothing. Girl, didn't I say I was going to the Chicken Express? Well, the chicken is express. That's why I'm feeling express. I feel like I want to give me a shower and get in the bed. Okay, I hope that was free birds. If not, Chicken Express it is. Let's see. There's Papa John's. I've eaten enough pizza to last a lifetime. Oh, come on. Drum roll, please. Drum roll. Oh, it's free birds. Sorry. It's free birds. About to get free birds. Most deaf. Free birds over fried chicken. Yes. Ooh. My husband said there was going to be a Chipotle. Free birds is a close second. Close first. All right, so I finally got back to the room, girl, and I was ready to get to the room, okay? When I walked in, I was really unpleasantly surprised by, the whole thing, but I'll talk about that a little later. The front desk person was eating food when I checked in. I was just looking for a more, what my husband calls a ritzy experience, but it's okay. I had my food, and I feel like I ate a lot of food today, but I had that Whataburger that you saw me have, and I had these free birds. I guess I'm just not used to eating 2 fast food meals in a day like that, but I feel like I ate a lot of food. It looks like I only went over my calories for the day about 40, and I didn't track any of I didn't track the fact that I did the massages and things like that. So it's all right. So here I am, like I said, just walking to my room, and at this point, the sun's going down. It's getting late. I keep my home hotel cold. That's what I call it. So the first thing I did when I got in here was try to turn up the AC. But they had a little wall mount, and I got to turn it up that way. So I sat down and ate my food, FaceTime with my husband literally until I fell asleep. Where's that? Good morning. I know, I'm looking like good morning, girl. I actually end up sleeping pretty well. I didn't film too much yesterday just because I was like, you know what? You know what a hotel is like. I had free birds. I didn't show you the free birds because I was talking to my husband and I just went to sleep. So I'm actually pretty hungry today. So I think breakfast is at 7. So I'm about to go ahead downstairs and eat breakfast. Now, I thought about this. So this is what I slept in. But I bought this outfit just so I can walk downstairs because I was planning to just wear a little night dress. So I think it's appropriate. Put my little Crocs on, get my room key, and hopefully they got something good, girl. The best thing that I see is your glory. I have seen it all. Your love has changed my life. Forever satisfied. God, you have been everything. So, again, I told you I did not film last night, and I was not planning to say anything about this, but like I said, we're gonna keep these videos very transparent. When I came into the hotel room, like I've showed you the room, what it looks like. I'll show you a little bit more here in a second, but I don't know, when I booked it online and then what I saw when I got in the room, it just didn't feel the same and I couldn't really explain it. And I'm like FaceTiming my husband and it started to get dark in the room. You know, the sun was going down, like it was legit dark outside. It started to get dark in the room, even though I left the window open. And it was just something about the room that, you know, it triggered a memory, I would say. And the memory wasn't a pleasant one. And I realized, you know, without telling all my business, I've had to stay in a lot of hotel rooms. When I finalized the adoption, they put me in a hotel room. And honestly, this was what the hotel reminded me of. It's not like it was the same quality of a hotel room, but something about the room and probably the overall experience, like where the location is. There's many different factors that went into this triggered memory. But instead of getting uncomfortable, because if I'm honest with you, I was just gonna leave and go like get another room, you know, pay a little bit more money, get something that was a bit more flashy, that made me feel a little bit more ritzy, is what my husband says. It's like, what's wrong, honey? The room is it not like ritzy like you were hoping? You know, usually you read the reviews and you get a good feel, and I did, but I couldn't quite explain it. And that's really what it was. And like I said, instead of leaving and spending extra money, I just sat there with the tension of, you know what? My life is actually not the same as it was back then. You know, back then, I didn't pay for that hotel room. I was placed in those hotel rooms. I mean, I remember a time when I lived in hotel rooms. I told you guys, there was a time when after I graduated from high school, I left my family's house and, you know, my ex-boyfriend at the time, who was no longer, he's passed away. He, you know, had gone, you know, it's a long story. You have to go watch another video. I'll link a video maybe that could give you a little bit more backstory about that. I don't feel like talking about it right now, really for the sake of time in this video. But I remember having to leave that home and go stay in hotel rooms that I couldn't afford. And every single day that I was in those hotel rooms, I would be thinking about like, you know, how am I going to be able to afford this? Like, where's the money going to come? What am I going to have to do to get the money to stay in this hotel room? Or I'm going to be forced back into this environment. And to realize, you know, Tanzania, that's not your life anymore. Like literally, thank you, Holy Spirit. Literally, I came in here and I think yesterday I made something like $65 an hour at the end of the day. Made more money than I came out here initially thinking that I would make, but I didn't come out here for that. As I told you in the beginning of the video, I came out here for the experience. And sometimes God will do that. He will encounter you on the road and he will just show you things from the past. And it's all really character shaping moments. And just don't run from that. That's what I want to really tell you, is because like I said, I was going to leave, pack up my stuff, even though I had paid for the hotel room, and, you know, just go get another one. And okay, I got another one, but it wouldn't solve any problem. And to my surprise, I woke up this morning and I was full of joy. I woke up this morning and I was full of joy, and I was so grateful. And I'm just grateful that I sat in the tension of the moment. And sometimes that does happen. So, well, all that being said, here, let's do the room, because it is, what time is it? It's like 9 something. It's probably like 9:20 or something. And I have to check out at 11, and I'm going to check out exactly at 11. I'm not checking out before. No, I'm going to stay here because my shift doesn't start till 12. So let me take you around. There's a little kitchenette here, which I'm actually going to make me some towels for my face. So is there a little freezer in there? Usually the top thing is the freezer. I'm going to put me little towels in there so I can do my face. A little coffee machine, which I was joking with my husband. I said before we got married, I didn't even know that. I thought this was just decoration. He loves to drink coffee in the morning. So yeah, anytime we stay at a hotel together, including on our honeymoon, I'm like, I thought that was decoration. So there's that. Let me turn this off because I'm not gonna use that. And here's a little bathroom. Yes, I bought my own hand soap, even though we used to want to take these things. Let's see. Shampoo and conditioner and makeup remover wipes. That's cute. I might take those with me just to, like, maybe. Cleansing bar. Brown sugar and fig. Oh no, so I have that. I might try it out. Okay, it's just a cute little bathroom. Little shower. Let's see. And then you walk this way. I don't know what's in here. Just a little closet. No need for me to put anything in there. Oops. The one bed, I got the one king size, so it's $9.21. And there's this little, which these don't work. I don't know why, but maybe that's why they put this in here. This works, the little things in there. So just have my iPad plugged up. The bed, I did put the TV on, but just to like let the cartoons play. I'm not a TV watcher. My little suitcase, and if you were wondering, this is the Betsy Johnson suitcase. I bought it when I went on that cruise, and I don't get to use it often, so I was kind of excited to bring it. There's that. There's my little study stuff, my purse, my little bag. Yeah, it's just, there's the area right there. You see the bed from this angle. I took that pillow off because it had a makeup stain on it. And I don't know what I just chose not to complain about it, but yeah. It's a cute little room, and I told you how much it was. They ended up charging the car for a little more, which probably is like for incidentals. Maybe, is it with taxes? Maybe it's with taxes. It was like, end up being like $110 or something like that. Or maybe because I didn't book it through the, what is it called? Kayak? Travel? You know, like you book it through those little travel, whatever, to get a lower rate. It was supposed to be $88, but they charged my car for higher. It might have been for incidentals because they do that. They put a hold on your card for a higher amount just in case you take something like their alarm clock, or people used to take TVs, but I ain't taking nothing out here but what I bought in here. So I'm just gonna rest up a bit, get dressed here in a little while, and I will see you later. All right, I'm all packed up, all dressed and waiting. Girl, I'm gonna have to use a lint brush when I get in the car. I end up choosing the Johnny Bravo shirt just because we do have to wear that smock, and it did get a little moist yesterday. I put my suitcase is all packed up, and then my bag's all packed up. Ugh. The only thing I have to remember to get is my charger. People always forget chargers. And then all the towels that I use, so I didn't bring shower shoes. So what I did was just put the towel down like in the tub so I don't step on the tub. The cleaners don't often have a lot of time to clean the room, so sometimes they don't do the best job. And I will say that they didn't do the best job. What's that on the floor? They didn't do the best job, so I just did the best I can. Like I said, I forgot my shower shoes, but also to make their job easier, I put all the towels like in one spot so that they can just pick it up. Oh, speaking of towel, let me get my towels out of the fridge for my face. See, I put them all right there. Let me get my little towel. They'd be like, why is there towels in the refrigerator? That's weird. Here by the AC, it feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. They didn't have ice. It feels so good. Sometimes at home I just take a little piece of ice, not for any like facial, nothing. It just feels so good, and just oh, that feels so good. I'm wiping all my little moisturizer off, but it's okay. It feels good. I'm just gonna put all of these on the floor, right there, and turn off the light. I think I'm done with the bathroom for now. I don't have any money. I saw that people were leaving tips for the you know, like the breakfast bar, which is a good idea. I would actually leave a tip for the person cleaning the room. I don't have any like cash, but I did leave this little notes card right there with the pillowcase, and yeah. Right, it is 11:18 a.m. and I have just arrived for my 12 o'clock shift, my last shift. I checked the schedule yesterday and it looks like I had 4 massages, so I'm just gonna go in, get myself kind of acclimated to the room and set up. And honestly, I'll just see you guys when I'm done and head back home. What's that? Ooh, baby, it's hot like a oven in here. Chow. I'm gonna let the car cool down and we're gonna go ahead and start this recap. I don't want to say too much just because it's really not my goal to bash anybody. Like, it's not my, I don't want to be doing this and then talking, but I'll just give you a little, just a little recap. The last client I had, I said that I was not going to do the massage. Now, every time I go into the room, sometimes I forget to say, do you have any allergies? But this was going to be a 90-minute massage, and I just asked the question, do you have any allergies? And the lady was like, yes. And I said, okay. She said tree nuts. Whenever someone says they have a tree nut allergy, you always proceed with caution. You should know what's in the products at all times for this reason specifically. And let me tell you that I was sitting in the back. I wasn't actually going to tell you guys this story because, like I said, I don't want to be messy at all. But I was sitting in the back and I was checking on the computer, and on the computer it said should people something. It was like somebody was asking a question to the computer, and I was thinking to myself, everybody in here should be a professional. That's not the case. They're very young, but that's okay. You could be young. I mean, I was young and then very I used to work at hotels, so I was young and then in a good job too, so it's not a big deal. And so the girl came back then, she said, are almonds tree nuts? And I said, yes, you should know that. And on top of that, if someone has an allergy like tree nuts, you should actually turn them away for certain services, especially if you're going to sit there and plaster their entire face. As an esthetician, especially if you're going to sit there and plaster their entire face with a product that is full of tree nuts. Like, imagine if the person just had an off day and just didn't say anything. Could you imagine the lawsuit? So the lady's in there and I said, okay, well, let me double check on the product. And I just thought, because the way they have the lotion and stuff set up, I just know that this product has a whole bunch of stuff in it. So I went to the back, I checked, I read the container. Girl, first of all, tree nuts was very high on the list. And I knew to look at the container because one of the products that I have, which I actually have it in the car, actually, I got coconut oil and then I got my regular, this is nut-free oil. However, it's not my job to sit there and provide, that stuff for an establishment that I'm coming to work at. Okay. So I didn't do that. And I wanted them to know the severity of the situation. You know what I mean? And so I told her, let me go check. We checking all this stuff. I went back in the room and I said, well, is there anything I can offer her as like a comp? Because at this point, I'm already knowing I'm not doing the massage. And she says, well, we have like, a room, it's like a salt room kind of thing that she can go and she can sit in there, and it has like, it's like relaxing. And I said, okay, that's a good, you comp people when you got to change their mind. But I told the lady, I said, as a professional, I don't feel comfortable performing the massage. This oil, this lotion is what I've been using on all the other clients. This room is not, I didn't tell her that it wasn't cleaned up like that, but you know what I mean? Like, they don't change the top blanket, so people who have touched the lotion have touched the top blanket, and I don't know how severe your allergy is. And when it comes down to allergies, much like when it comes down to dealing with waste and blood and stuff like that, you treat everything as if it's severe, period. Now they don't know I got medical background. We got the wisdom. The Holy Spirit gave me wisdom. We got it all going on, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. And the lady was very understanding. She was actually very grateful, as somebody with the allergy is. I asked her, I was like, do you have EpiPen with you? And she was like, no. And no ma'am, Pam. I said, well, as a professional, honestly, I don't feel comfortable performing the massage, and I want to let you know that when you come to get a massage, make sure that you bring like your a lotion with you, because most of the time these products do have, like, that's why they have a nut-free option, because most of the time nuts are used. So that's definitely something, that's something you need to. And then the lady was already late. It was going to be an 80-minute massage. It was a whole mess. And I said, no ma'am. So they gave her that, and then the girl comes back in there and she's like, oh, well, I talked to the boss, and here's our nut-free oil. And it was like the Sacred Earth brand, the nut-free version, which I've used it before. I've used the Sacred Earth brand, and it was just a little bit in there. And I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and ration out for the next. She's like, well, you could downgrade her to 50 minutes. That's the boss trying to look out for her pockets and not necessarily what's safe and good and the best practice for the client. And I saw a lot of that going on while I was here, and I don't necessarily like that. My consensus, like my summary, is when you go to high-end spas, when you go anywhere really, but I noticed this, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and close with this. I noticed that when people pay more for something, they're paying more for status. You know what I mean? It's not that they're getting a better service. They're paying for status. And there was a lot of racist stuff going on. Okay, but I mean, I know who I am. I know whose I am. That racist stuff don't bother me, but I will definitely, like, don't come at me with that, because I know my stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm doing my job. Okay, I'm gonna come here and do my job. So this was very fun, and I am headed home. Good morning. I know we both thought this video was over, but I didn't post it last night because I just went ahead and went to sleep. So it's 8:23 a.m. and I am headed to my 9 o'clock shift. And girl, my schedule is jumping, and it's not 11:30. Okay, it's almost 8:30, and the schedule is jumping. So I have 2 90-minute massages to start off this morning. And if you're wondering, girl, you've been working since Friday, aren't you tired? Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's true. I am a little tired, but guess what? We're going to persevere. We're going to push through. I'm still going to go to the gym this afternoon, and then I'm going to get my nails and my tools done. But first, we got to work. We got to work before we play. So I am about to go ahead, knock this shift out, and I will talk to you later. Girl, I'm done. All done. Finally. It's 2:05. My last appointment. I actually told them to go ahead and take her off my schedule. I serviced her last time, and she wanted somebody else, and she was very rude. So no. You only get one time to do that. Lie. Because she fell asleep during her massage, and then she still was like, she didn't give me enough pressure. And everybody knows I give enough pressure, but whatever. She didn't like it, and she has every right to do what she wanted to do with her money, so they moved her to somebody else's schedule, and that's just fine with me. The last person that I had, girl, I massaged homegirl off the table because I felt like it was like a finale, right? Like, I've been massaging literally since Friday, and today's Monday, and I'm very, it's not that I'm tired of massaging, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm just ready to be done with it. And it felt good. She really enjoyed her massage. She didn't really speak so good of English. And she had a lot of packages. And whenever I see somebody with a lot of packages, I just assume that they stopped coming in, either because they're out of town or they simply just didn't, you know, like a service. She was so happy. She made me excited. I mean, the smile on her face said it all. She handed me my tip in my hand. Like, she was very, I told her during the massage, like, just relax. Like, don't help me out. Just relax. You came in for your service. Just relax. That's what I told her. Just relax. And I know when I told her just relax, I just felt her just relax. And I really love that. I love when people enjoy the service. So this video is so long at this point. It's 2:06. I'm hungry. I got stuff to do. I got cash tips. Okay. I'm hungry. I got stuff to do. I got $40. I got $40. $40. Let's just keep this in here. This is gonna be my little spending money right here. I'm about to go to Bath and Body Works. I want to get that little teacher keychain, as long as they have one, and then another car spray. Which the car spray that I have right now, it's really room spray, but it's the Santa's Workshop. I know, out of season, but they have also that bookish one, and I want to get that one. Either that one or the cookie one. I don't know. Whatever they have back there. Let's go. I got some time to burn before my sister, before I get my nails done.